Welcome to episode 3 of Fast Forward. My name is Marco Kasic. I'm a professional racing driver, the team principal, and head coach of Scuderia Astores.
This is really three line techniques for those corners.
I started karting when I was 5 years old. I drove go-karts until I was 13, where I made the move to cars. I started in Formula 1600 and worked my way into F4. And then F3 and LMP3 the following year after that. Along with my own car career, I've also been coaching in karts the last couple of years.
You see the rubber line, you see the white line that opens up on the left down to the bottom here. Same thing, the rubber's here, opens up on the inside here. It slows down, comes to the bottom, cool off the tires. You can even nick the grass. We're gonna go over briefly what's two different.
And just recently I've become the team principal of Scuderia Astores, where I now work with several mechanics, drivers, doing coaching, data analytics, and running the team. This weekend is race 4 of the WCKC Championship, and I'm going to be competing in Rotax Senior for Scuderia Astores. Not only is it important for me to drive to get good publicity for the team, putting a car on the front row of the field, but also it works really well to work with my drivers who are also in the class. I can take data from my own kart and compare it directly to those drivers on the same equipment on the same sessions. I have many different drivers I work with of all ages and skill levels, but this weekend we're going to be focusing in on one, Grayson Talaba.
My name is Grayson Talaba and I drive for Scuderia Astores. I've been racing go-karts for 7 years.
So we had practice on Friday. Practice, of course, a lot of drivers, long day, 12 drivers under the tent, which means we were up late prepping, prepping tires, slick tires, rain tires for Saturday, knowing it was going to rain. And then, of course, I had to get my own kart together. Got the engine last night at 10:30, was putting it together till midnight, so to bed late for an early morning on Saturday.
Do that is make sure you're straight when you're driving on it. Your side, obviously as you know on the dry, they're terrible to be on. 100% of your tire's capacity and grip for braking. Aside from the karting, we also have our F4 program, where we're trying to take our drivers who are at a high level of karting and move them to the next step of cars. Behind me you can see our Formula 4 car, which we have for many of our students to try and work their way into the next step.
Hi everyone, my name is Patrick. I'm from Scuderia Astores. I have a quick announcement for you. If you're driving this year in Rotax Senior or Tag Master, so Rotax Senior or Tag Master, whoever wins the championship this year will get a one-day ride in the F4 car paired with academy training from Marco Kasic, the 2019 F4 champion. So good luck to everyone, and we look forward to see you at the championship awards. If you want to see the car, it's at the pits, so come by and take a look. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks a lot, Patrick. Very unique opportunity for some of our drivers.
There's cheers. It's not bad. It's like they have a driver's license? No.
So, will you stop that?
Okay, look that way for a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Saturday morning, like I mentioned, early morning after a late night the night before. Got up, made sure everything was prepped and ready to go. Of course, we got 12 drivers, so had to check every detail, make sure everyone was ready to go for practice. Got out there on some used tires, had an okay morning warm up. Again, haven't been in the rain for a while, so just getting used to it again.
Morning warm-up went well. Marco was third quickest in the rain. Whoops. So he was third quickest on old tires. So I think that's really good. I think he's looking really good for the race.
In the morning, it was raining, and I was pretty quick. I was 2 seconds faster than everybody, so I felt pretty good for qualifying. Qualifying, I was quick at the beginning, and I just got quicker every lap, and then I ended up getting first.
So the transition from first practice into quali went really well. Of course, we had the drivers meeting before qualifying, had time to change over my tires, go fresh for quali. All the drivers did quite well. I was decently happy with my qualifying. Had a rough couple first laps, got on a good lap at the end, which would have put me second quickest. Unfortunately, there was an issue with my transponder, it didn't pick up, which meant I had to start last for the pre-final. So with there being rain all morning, we had rain setups on the karts, the chassis was set up for the rain tires were on, the gear was set up for the rain, nothing was ready for dry. Right before our pre-final, the track dried out. We had to change everything over. Now, not only is that a struggle for one driver to do it for themselves, but I had so many drivers that we had to get prepped for the pre-final. Only 10 minutes before our pre-final, we still had no tires on most of the karts. We were finishing gear changes, changing width, changing tires. I had my helmet on and I was still changing drivers' tires on their karts to get them out for the pre-final. With only 1 minute left before the session went out, we were just tightening the last few things on my kart and putting it on the ground for the pre-final, which obviously ups the nerves a lot, knowing that you're barely making it on track for that pre-final. Finally made it out, hoping everything was tightened again with the rush for the pre-final, now having to start 25th knowing how much work was ahead of me. I luckily had a really good start, getting from 25th all the way up into the top 5 in just the first 3 corners. After that, it was just picking them off one at a time. Over the next few laps, I had to pick my way through the top 5 and finally made it up to 3rd position. It was a tricky pass for P3 with a quick over-under move into turn 5, which I was extremely happy with and gave me a lot of confidence. I was sitting in P2 at that point, but P1 was pretty far ahead and I knew I didn't quite have time to catch up. Because of this, I saved the tires and just went with a safe P2 for a good starting position in the final.
Yeah, after lunch break, the track dried up, so it was slicks, and I was a little less confident because I was pretty quick in the rain. In the pre-final, I was starting first, and then the first couple laps were good. I was still leading, and then the kid passed me, and then just didn't have enough to pass him back. Going into the final, I knew I was going to have a good battle with the kid. Going into the final, I was pretty confident that me and the kid in first were going to have a good battle. In the middle of the race, we had a good battle. I passed him in 3. He hung it around the outside, and then we just took off from there, but I tried everything I could to catch him. In the last few laps, he had a pretty big gap, so I did everything I did to close, but I just didn't have enough. I felt pretty good. I mean, it was a good day. We had good battles, but I wish I came with the win, but we didn't, so we'll do better next time.
In three, you had the chance to push him wide. Way too polite there.
Yeah, but what if your both was up? Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You had the inside. He's outside man is a dead man. You know what they say.
I need to learn how to be a little bit more aggressive, not as friendly on the track, and be more consistent.
Finally, I was in P2, time to chase down a leader. Knowing this leader is one of the best drivers in Canada right now, I knew it was going to be challenging. I was able to work my way up, but every time I catch him, I'd make a mistake and fall back. He was quick, not as quick as me, but very consistent, wasn't making any mistakes. This was really tricky to work around and get by. I had many opportunities, but just couldn't quite make any of them stick. It was a close fight and we both had to push really hard, but I ended up with a solid P2 finish. Of course, I wanted the win. It's a little tricky to deal with not getting the win today, but I mean, hey, I finished P2 to a great driver and got some great publicity for the team.
In second place, Marco Kasich.
Huge thank you to, of course, Scuderia Stores and CompCart, and all my mechanics and all my drivers. You guys did awesome this weekend. I know it was crazy with the rain and the dry, but thank you guys a lot. And finally, my competitors for such a great race.
Yeah, my expectations for the race is hopefully to win the championship, and I also hope to win the Westerns.
In second place, Grayson Talaba. And in first place, Toby Lee.
I'd like to thank my family for bringing me out here, Scuderia Stores for supporting me through the weekend, and my sponsors for making this race possible.
Congratulations. Tag Junior in second place.
I've been working with Grayson since the start of this year, and I've seen some really good progression in that time. He did a great job this weekend, but there's still more we can learn and work on for the future. I can't wait to get back to the track with him and help him work on it so we can improve in the future and help him reach his goals for the rest of this year. Overall, it was a really good day for the team with a P2 finish in Rotax Senior and Rotax Junior. Really can't complain with that. Ready for the next one.